Hi everyone, AJ Brown here with a discussion on profit and loss diagrams. These tools are so invaluable to an investor interested in using options. They give us the fingerprint of how an option strategy works, and they give us critical tools to let us know how to optimize these option strategies for our benefit. With that said, I want to do just kind of scratch on the surface of how to use these profit and loss diagrams, how to delve into them. But before I do that, I want you to take a moment, whether you're listening to me via a podcast or watching me on a YouTube video or a Facebook video or an Instagram video, do me a favor and just take a moment and smash the like button. And do me a favor as well and subscribe to our content. We're on Spotify, Apple iTunes, Google Podcasts, wherever you're listening to us, or if you're at our YouTube channel watching a video, you're on our Facebook page watching a Facebook video, Instagram. Subscribe, follow us on these various platforms. In fact, take a moment and do it on all the platforms and sign up for these notifications. That way, when we produce more content, which we try to do on a weekly basis, these helpful nuggets, you'll be notified first and foremost of when those nuggets get released. Option profit and loss diagrams. They're also known as option risk and reward graphs. In fact, those names are used interchangeably. I don't want you to get confused. Make sure you know that when somebody says risk reward graph or profit and loss diagram, they're talking about the same thing. They describe how an options strategy responds to changes in underlying symbol prices and more. In fact, you can use your profit and loss diagram and understand how time passing by will affect your option strategy value, and as well as what changes in implied volatility can do to your option strategy value. These option profit and loss diagrams are our fingerprints for our different option strategies, and knowing how to read them, and then more importantly, how to take this fingerprint and apply it to the patterns you see, are going to be the difference between being just a person dabbling in options and somebody who turns it into a full-on business and makes it a source of profit. In fact, investors interested in using options, at a minimum, they need to know how to read these profit and loss diagrams. And even better, they need to understand how to create and even how to use them, right? Not just create them, but do create them. So let's go through a couple of the beginning basics, the specifics of them. First of all, I'm going to bring you back to your math class. This is the math class from grade school probably, where whenever you looked at a graph, you looked first at the x-axis. The x-axis is generally where we put our independent variable. This is the variable that doesn't affect whatever we're analyzing, and in this case, it's going to be whatever the underlying symbol price is. Then we've got our y-axis, which is generally where we put our dependent variable. In this case, it's going to be our option strategy price or value. Now, where that zero line is on the option strategy price, that's going to be called our break-even line, where our option strategy breaks even. Anything above that line is going to be considered profit or reward. Anything below that line is going to be considered a loss or a risk. Now, the first thing when you see a option strategy plotted on this graph, the first thing that you typically will see is the intrinsic value curve. This is the curve in the value of the option strategy at expiration. That means there's no premium or extrinsic value included. This is the in-the-money value. This is what the option strategy is worth at expiration. Think for yourself for a moment at a single leg call option, and you might kind of understand what you are seeing. Then a better option profit and loss diagram also includes the extrinsic value, the premium value, the value component that includes changes in implied volatility. In fact, as you change the implied volatility up or down, the extrinsic value line curve may change. And it also will show you how an option strategy's price decays with time. It's the extrinsic value that indeed decays with time. And if you take the extrinsic value and you add it in with the intrinsic value, of course, you're going to get the total value. And so that gives you an idea at any point in time, given all the various variables like underlying symbol price, implied volatility changes, how far we are, how much time we have until the expiration date. This is going to give you the total value. So at a basic high level, this is an option profit and loss diagram, and this is how you would read it. Now, of course, you can go in even deeper on option profit and loss diagrams, and I suggest that you do because, again, this is the fingerprint of the various option strategies you may use, and you need to know how these various option and profit and loss characteristics of each option strategy, especially as you start to substitute in various options with different expiration dates and different strike prices, how these things change and how you can tune them and optimize them to work best with the patterns you're reading. With that said, I hope you loved that little piece of tidbit. In fact, I know you did. So take a moment, whether you're listening to us on a podcast or watching us on a YouTube channel or a Facebook video or an Instagram video, go ahead and hit that like button. Also, subscribe. In fact, subscribe across all the various platforms. Jump on Spotify or Apple iTunes or Google Podcasts or wherever you listen to the podcast. We're on quite a few podcast aggregate sites at this point. As well, go to our YouTube channel, subscribe there, follow us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, and sign up for notifications. I want to make sure when we release new content, which we do fairly often, that you're the first one who knows about it. As well, you'd be helping me out by helping me with these various platforms, algorithms, get this content in front of as many people as possible. Be a win-win situation. I look forward to the next session.